Few project managers would consider themselves to be professional writers, and yet Mackenzie Global Institute published a study a number of years ago, and it said we spend on average 28% of our day writing, reading, and responding to emails. That's roughly a third of our working lives, and I'm willing to bet that number is a lot higher in recent years. So let's take project and change managers as an example specifically. It's actually impossible to initiate, plan, carry out, and complete a project without documenting the steps along the way. And that means that documents will take a project in one or another direction. They either add or reduce workload and timelines. They add or reduce cost to the project, and few people think about documents as having a dollar figure associated with them, but you times the number of hours by the salary of the employees involved, you get a figure at the out the other end. And if you're able to reduce that, that's money that you can put into other project deliverables. And then also documents add or reduce friction between management and teams. So documents directly affect stakeholder buy-in in projects. I would go so far as to argue that the success or failure of a project is directly attributed to the quality of the writing. And I'll give you 3 examples of this. First, poor communication is a leading reason why 50 to 70% of projects fail. Other reasons are unclear priorities or changing requirements. If we take a change request document as a specific example of this, let's say priorities shift and they aren't communicated effectively. That's game over for a project. If a change request document isn't communicated quickly, you might lose a window of opportunity on the project. If the analysis in that document is a little bit fuzzy, it might be misunderstood or hard to take action on. Or, and I see this again and again, if it's a little bit longer or more complex than is useful, it simply makes it more difficult for a decision maker to understand and to take action on. So these things directly translate to longer timelines, running over budget, or unnecessary friction on teams. You contrast that to the opposite. If you can write a change request quickly, efficiently, and in a way that is actionable, then you're able to course correct your project successfully. As a happy bonus, your bosses and clients will be happy, and we joke at Wordsmith that being able to write well and communicate well at work is basically job security for life. Our second reason why documents affect projects directly, project success directly, is that projects almost always have budgetary constraints. Would a project not be more likely to succeed if you had more hours or more dollars to spend? We work with clients across all industries, and we have a reliable method for them to be able to cut the time that it takes to write and review documents in half. And their clients with the highest success rates on projects find they can cut the length of documents by 50%, and those documents become infinitely more usable and effective. So for the project managers who are always wishing to have a magic wand to expand budgets, here it is. Our final reason why writing affects the success of projects is that it directly affects employee engagement, and that might be a surprising link, so I'll give you an example. We had one client approach us because their department had the lowest employee engagement, and it was all directly associated with the process to write recommendation and decision documents. The frustration stemmed from lots of back and forth and from arbitrary and sometimes incorrect changes to documents. So we worked directly with management to revise that process to make sure that it was efficient and purposeful. And there was zero mention of writing frustration on the next survey. Not only that, employees were visibly happier and more collaborative And when they were asked why, they directly pointed to the process that we'd shifted. So we know that it works. This is my absolute favorite topic to nerd out about, so I would love to come present at your conference and share our concrete formula for writing effective change request documents and help spread the word for efficiency and ease in this process. We know that it changes lives.